Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video guys, I'm going to bring you the AMG A35. It's a car that I've been so excited about getting on the channel for the last week or so. I haven't even had a shave for the last 5 days. That's how excited I've been. That's another story anyway guys. What we're going to do in this video is go around the car like we normally do, give it a start up, some revs, take it on those country lanes, and obviously, you know, see how this car compares to cars like the Golf R S3, pretty much any 2-litre turbo engine car with about 300 horsepower. So yeah guys, let's go and have a look at this car straight away. So guys, AMG A35, this car is finished off in a blue colour. This colour is actually called the denim blue. From the front guys, it literally, you know, just looks like any other A-Class. It has got a few different kind of accents that make it look slightly different. Obviously you've got something that here that says AMG, that's a telltale sign. Moving around the side, we've got these 18-inch 5-star alloy wheels. They're kind of diamond cut finish, and we've got the AMG brake calipers. Obviously it tells you it's a turbo and it's 4MATIC. This is a 4-wheel drive car. Moving around the back, what we've got is we've got a nice kind of a lip spoiler, kicks the back out nicely, and here we've got 2 exhaust pipes now. Big shout out to Mercedes. They've actually come up with 2 real proper exhaust pipes rather than some fake trims, which looks pretty good. You have got some fake kind of air ducts here anyway, but forget that. I can forgive Mercedes for that. And down below here guys, we've got a real nice diffuser, quite aggressive. And when you look at the car from the rear profile, it does look quite aggressive. You've got the 2 twin exhaust pipes, and you've got the diffuser as well. Gives you a real nice kind of an aggressive look. So guys, I just thought I'd sit in the car because it's a bit windy out there, and I thought I'll talk about the interior of this car anyway. So starting with the steering wheel, it is literally on point. This is an AMG steering wheel, so it's got all the kind of controls here. These are little touch pads here, which that one operates that screen, and this one operates the driver's display right in front of us. Like I said, the steering wheel's got a real nice kind of feel, perforated leather. You've got the red stripe on top as well, proper race car feel. This is the premium pack, so with the premium pack you get the 2 12-inch LCD displays, you get the 600-watt Burmester sound system, which honestly absolutely sounds amazing. You also get a nice glass panoramic roof. Yep, very nice indeed. The interior of this car is pretty much like any other A-Class, like the new A-Class. So you get this kind of a 2-tier kind of design. You get these turbine air vents, which honestly look absolutely amazing. You get ambient lighting, so you get like a light strip running around the top, around the bottom, all around the door cards. Electrically operated heated seats as well. These seats, they are kind of part leather, part Alcantara. Yep, quite nice with the sort of red stitching. And then down here you've got this kind of a handrest, which, you know, is followed by a touchpad which controls that display up there. And like I said before, you got these kind of touch pads on the steering wheel which will operate that one. So overall guys, I think this interior definitely is a step above, like say, the old A45 interior that I was in. I know that was an A45, it's an A35, but generally like the interior on this, the kind of fit and finished, all the touch points, everything in this is a way better sort of quality feel over and above the previous car, so a real good kind of step up. So guys, there we go, that's the power plant of this A35. It's a 2-litre turbo engine, obviously 4-wheel drive. It's mated to a 7-speed double clutch gearbox. So this engine produces 306 horsepower, 400 odd newton meters of torque, so pretty much like any other 2-litre hot hatch out there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this obviously drives. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to give the car a start up now as well, give you some revs and see obviously how it sounds, and see if the 2019 EU regulations has diluted some of that pops and bangs that everyone goes on about. So just before I fire this car up, there's 2 ways of starting it. One is just the normal way, you press the button and the car fires up, Then there's a cold startup every time you start the car up. There's a procedure that you got to follow, which I'll obviously show you guys if you don't know, or if you bought this car and you kind of think, oh, it sounds a bit quiet on the normal startup. There is a way to make this car sound a little bit louder. The first way to start the car up is obviously foot on the brake down there, and you just hit the start button. Right guys, so that was the standard startup, fairly quiet, fairly muted, no pops or bangs. So now what we're going to do is give the car the cold startup. You push that button twice, so that's once. I just love those graphics. And then you do it again, and then you get all these kind of lights come on. We then go into the dynamic select button, and we get the car into its Sports Plus mode. We then hold the upshift paddle. We then put the foot on the brake. Now I need a hand now, so I've got my trusty assistant who's now going to hit the button. So guys, before I get to those back roads, I'm going to talk to you about this car obviously. This car has been loaned to me by a chap called Cy Rose from Mercedes-Benz Stourbridge.
What would you like to do?
Cancel that obviously flopped. So as I was saying, this car obviously has been loaned to me from Stourbridge Mercedes, a chap called Cy Rose. He is obviously a sales guy there. I've dealt with Cy a number of times in the past. I bought about 3 Mercs from Cy. So yeah, the guy's a real nice down to earth sales guy. Doesn't go for the full sales pitch. Do check out Mercedes Stourbridge. I'll drop all Mercedes Stourbridge contact details down below in the description of this video. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the fact that before, if you were in the market looking for a hot hatch with 4-wheel drive, the choice was quite obvious, Golf R or a Audi S3. But now you have got this Mercedes A35 with obviously 4MATIC, and in the next few months you'll also get the BMW M135i, which will be xDrive as well. So the choice now is quite varied. Obviously there's loads of other hot hatches out there if you want to do things totally differently, like Honda Civic Type R with the same amount of horsepower. You've got the Hyundai i30N, which I've had on my channel as well, which has got a little bit less horsepower but a very capable car. Those are front wheel drive cars, and if you are going to be looking at a kind of a rear wheel drive setup, the only way now is to go for a BMW M140i, but stock is running really low on those cars, so you might just end up picking up, like say, a used one. So enough of me rambling on about the competition. It's all about this AMG A35 and how this car is set up. So the first thing that I've certainly noticed is that this car, these seats, they are obviously sport seats, but compared to the A45 that was out in not long ago, these seats are way more comfortable. They're not totally kind of shell shaped, so they've got a little bit more support around, like say, the seat area, so they're a bit wider. It's not a full-on bucket seat. Another way to kind of put this is, although this is badged AMG, it's probably a bit more of a semi-skimmed version of AMG's A45 product. The steering, again, it's an AMG steering wheel, really on point. There's no offset. These paddles, for example, the up and down shift paddles, there's a real kind of sense of occasion about them. They're, rather than being plastic as you kind of get from, like say, like the Golf R or the Audi S3, and even like the M140i, these have got a real nice finish to them. They're kind of metallic. They've got a kind of a real kind of aluminium feel, which is really good. The driving information is really clear. These kind of LCD dials, I mean, I'm a massive fan of them. I'm been driving, like say, the BMW M140i for quite a while, and the iDrive system is quite slick, but the way this displays everything, it's just amazing. You can just customize exactly what you want. There's just so much going on. You can change, like say, the look of like the dials from comfort to standard to classic to sport to sports plus, or whatever it's called. And then each dial you can change around lots of information, and and I really think that is alone a brilliant reason to buy any Mercedes. The panoramic glass roof is a real nice touch because it gets a lot of, like say, air into, like say, this cabin and the light as well, so that's pretty good. Now what I'm going to do now, guys, is put the car into dynamic mode or sports plus, put it into manual gearbox. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it's definitely there on the overruns. Hit the limiter there. Yeah, guys, this car, it does get down the road quite quick. The end gear shove is definitely apparent. Don't get me wrong, my BMW M140i fan base, it's not as quick as an M140i in gear shove, or how it kind of, like say, delivers that power. Gives you a lot of confidence in the corners as well, being four-wheel drive. The only thing that's letting this down are the tyres, I'll be honest with you. They're the Continental Contact Sport 6 tyres, which is the same tyre that I had on my Civic Type R. It'll literally just chew through those tyres like no man's business. They don't give you that full-on kind of confidence as well, gripping around the corners. Michelin Pilot Super Sports on this car would really set the car off. There we go, we got some bangs out. It revs quite freely and quite quick as well, so you're hitting the limiter very quickly. Quick car, man, quick car. It's a real shame though that with the whole new kind of petrol particulate filters, the PPFs that are on pretty much all new cars now, you really don't get that kind of sound from the exhaust. You get a lot of, like, say, engine sound, which is good, but like those kind of pops and bangs that you would normally get, you don't get like much in this car, especially on the overruns. You've got to really get the car up to temperature, the exhaust up to temperature, for it to then throw out, like say, a pop or a bang, which again, it's quite inconsistent. It's just done it there. Oh, that was a louder one. It's pretty quick, I mean, it does get down like the road quite quick. The double clutch gearbox, S-bend. Yeah, it took that well as well. The double clutch gearbox, as I was saying, it's quite jerky. Like say, for example, when you're just about pulling off, it can get quite jerky. I think that's one of the downsides. And the other thing is the actual gear stalk, for example, is actually up here on the column rather than down here. I would prefer it if it was down there in the transmission tunnel, only because it just feels like it's a bit more of a connected drive, a bit more kind of performance focused kind of car, whereas up here it just feels wrong. The 0 to 60 in these is something like about 4.8 seconds. It definitely feels quicker than that. It's probably more like 4.5 seconds, if not even below that, but definitely feels quicker than that, and on par with, like say, the M140i. Squeaky brakes now. So guys, I'm going to conclude the video here in this kind of a country lane. Nice kind of bit of greenery around us with a ungreen Mercedes AMG A35. So yeah guys, if you're in the market looking for a Mercedes AMG A35, do hit up my friend Cy Rose from Stourbridge, Mercedes-Benz. Obviously, if you are in the West Midlands area or around, do hit him up. And if you are interested in this car, because this is their kind of demonstrator car. I'm not sure if you will be, because I've just like thrashed it around these country lanes, but if you are, it's a very capable car. Be sure to give this video a like, share and subscribe to my channel for more car related content coming up, some more Mercedes, some M cars and what have you, so definitely do stay tuned to that. Check me out on my Instagram as well guys, which will drop down here. So hopefully guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye.